So, a couple of things. This is going extremely well. Very, very great. Really proud of it. Maybe I'll give you guys a more in-depth update of that later on. Not sure. Now, I'm trying to figure out. Well, I'm not really trying to figure out this group because I don't really know who they are. Just trying to make sure I don't cross any lines here. This group that I'm having live interactions with are them constantly making character accusations but being extremely wrong about it because all they want to do is keep sliding and frustrating me. And then under the hopes that when I call them out that it'll make me look crazy or schizophrenic. Just, you guys should be worried. I mean, and if you're not, you know, if you're once again gonna accuse me of being all talk, you really need to understand what's going on here. I can feel the cycle of all y'all's self-convincing strategies. Just because you thought the audience wouldn't look further into the situation doesn't mean that I wouldn't. I got way more power than you think. So, in feeling you guys struggle and all this, you keep relying on the construents that so long as you genuinely believe this is happening, that you can't be hurt. But there's all that history of you coming up with ways of convincing yourself to believe it and then using a bunch of physical senses to try and convince yourself that you lost track of it. Now you're ready to accuse me of doing the same despite the fact that I've already laid out the whole history of what happened. Hoping to confuse me, but you're not going to get that. All of you saying that at the time you needed to see these things happen to me, no you didn't. All of you going on to say that you don't feel ashamed of what you did knowing the facts now, you should feel ashamed, and I really don't care. It's not about making you feel ashamed at the moment. You knew. You always did. And no matter what verbal or short reach logical games you start right now, you still know. And that's what this is about. It's about the fact that you think honesty has something to do with another brain and not with your relationship with life itself. I'm a really good teacher. So, all that aside, I feel like this next phase is really fun. It's just a lot of people getting hurt and not understanding why and not admitting that I'm causing it. Then it's a lot of people dismissing the fact that that's what's going on, isolating themselves so that they can convince themselves that this isn't happening. It is. I just want you guys to change for the better. I'm your friend here. I'm your pal. Helping you. I don't get why you're still trying your hardest to avoid reality at the moment. I know what arguments you're using to escape all this stuff too. The difference between you and me is that whenever I was using strategies to escape reality, I was doing it because what happened to me was so fucked up and unfair that I couldn't take it. I needed a way out. But you're doing it with the intention of getting away with actual crimes that you intended to commit. That you intend to get away with. I just want you guys to be reasonable, be honest with yourselves. How can life be real? How can heaven exist? How can you get whatever you want if there's still somebody who you just got away with doing wrong to? How are you safe? How are you stable? How are you secure? Those of you making up a story of a person who wants to see justice be acted out on me But the only way that occurs is if you ignore the story and make it look like I was just a criminal. Just someone who for no reason attacked. Ignoring the facts. Ignoring the fact that their own people led to those events occurring. Seems like all of you are still trying to convince yourselves that you're the main character in our little exchange. She's gonna ruin my fucking video, dude. Okay. She got me there. But you're not. You're just the guys that thought they found a little exploit that they can get away with. A point at which no one could say what was happening anymore, and thus they could do whatever they wanted there. But you all watched me talk. You all watched me investigate. Did you think I was gonna be dead before we got to this point? Another thing, I checked my fucking email knowing that I put photos on there to send to one of my jobs when I applied. My ID and my social security. Now, I looked at my emails, all those emails are deleted. So your little strategy, you're trying to convince me I'm crazy here? That's pissing me off. How desperate and pathetic this life around me is. And how little fucking value it actually has in self-integrity. But it makes me feel good because at least I know I'm sane. At least I know I don't got anything to be cringing about. At least I'm not going around. That makes me feel good. I feel like an adult. I feel like I'm actually living. All you guys that keep trying to make me your little pet project, that don't want to respect me, even though I've gotten above every single one of your heads. You can't describe life as far as me. You can't control it as far as I can. You can ignore it. You can irritate it. But you can't decide what's happening like I. But you still want to play these short logic games. These little tight bubbles of thinking. Shake it up until we lose track. Until we lose balance. Convincing yourself there are no consequences for doing that. That you'll still somehow be able to keep track of what's happening. Assuming that because you made it to a point in which you can just keep denying that you know what's going on, despite the fact that I keep saying it very clearly and very simply. I just want you to just consider a couple of facts here. Why is it that whenever you're dead ended, I can still go? I'm speaking logically. I'm speaking predicted the immediate situation. I'm speaking the game of reading each other's minds as we act. Why are you losing your range? Some of you aren't real anymore. Some of you don't exist. Some of you don't know how to. I'm gonna attack this person that just gave me the idea to say this stuff. I need her to get the fuck out of my business. This big sister wannabe bitch, bro. I fucking hate her. I hate her so much. She never listens to anything. Always fucking thinks she's right. Crashes the system 24/7. I fix it, and then she just says I need to give her credit for having to fucking fix one of her problems. Still can't see. paying for this, and you know it. I don't even have to explain why. But I enjoy explaining how. I like getting the ones that tried to convince themselves it's not happening. That makes me feel good, bursting those bubbles.